This is Zach Colburn from the Personal Trainers Business Incubator. And what we're going to talk about today is how to sign clients using cold DMs and what my exact strategy is and what we teach our students. Now, if you guys are a personal trainer, fitness coach, and you guys are looking to start an online coaching business, then click the link down below and we'll walk you through our process for how we get clients up to $10,000 per month. Now, this question was submitted on a previous video by Yusuf. So Yusuf, thank you so much for commenting and asking this question. And if you guys are watching this and you guys have any questions that you'd like me to dive into as well, then please feel free to comment them down below and we will definitely make a video responding to it. How to sign clients using cold DMs. Really what you have to understand is what platform you're using first and foremost. I recommend using Facebook or Instagram. Most of our clients are using Instagram. Instagram is really great because the chat feature is just very, very natural and organic. TikTok is a really great platform if you want to get viral growth. It's really great for growth. However, it's not so great for conversations. It's not so great for having a sales process through there. Instagram is probably the best platform for that. We're going to assume that we're going to be using this strategy on Instagram. Now, the first thing that you guys need to have is you guys need to have a really solid profile, because this is going to be essentially the storefront that's going to get people interested into responding to your DMs. Because the thing is, when you send someone a DM, it doesn't just go into the ether. They're receiving that DM. They don't just not get it. They're receiving it, but you need to get them to respond. That's the key. And the first step to getting them to respond is to have a really well built out profile, because they're not just going to get your message and not respond. They're going to look at your profile and decide whether it's worth responding to you or not. So the first step to really make sure that your profile, you have a really clear picture of yourself in the profile picture. You don't want to be having shadows in your face. You don't want to be of your back. You don't want it to be of a sunset or anything else. You want it to be a very clear picture of you. You want to have a really easy to read username. So you don't want a username that looks like an Xbox gamer tag. You don't want a username that looks like a Club Penguin username. You want your name as readable as possible. And if your name's taken, then throw in a period in there, throw an underscore in there. You want to make your name as legible as possible. Now, that's the first two things that they're going to see: a really clear username and a really clear profile picture. Now, when they click their profile, give something in your bio that tells a little bit about your accolades, about what you do, what your offer is. So have a description in your bio that tells people what you do, why they should listen to you, and also some type of call to action. They're going to scroll through your pictures really quickly. So you want to make sure that your most recent pictures are relevant to your ideal client. So it should be really good content of fitness tips, of motivation, of transformations, and even client results. And as a bonus tips, you can even throw like testimonials in your highlight reels. But you just want your profile to look professional, because that's going to elicit the best responses. Now, when it comes to finding leads to message, a lot of people make the mistake of trying to find clients. They're like, I went through and I searched and I spent 30 minutes searching for people to message and I only messaged 2. That's the wrong approach. We call that cherry picking. And what's going to happen is you're going to assume whether or not someone will respond based on how they appear. You're too afraid to message everybody and get rejected. However, it's a numbers game. Outbound outreach is simply a numbers game. It's not about finding your ideal clients. It's about creating your ideal clients. So you should be messaging everybody, as many people as possible. You should be messaging more people than you're not messaging. The only people that you shouldn't be messaging are people that don't have profile pictures, don't have any posts on, or maybe they have 4 followers and they're following 7,000 people. Like, those are people you probably don't want to message. But if they look like a normal person at all, you want to shoot your shot. Remember, it's a numbers game. It's always the people you least expect it that usually respond and book calls with you. Turn your freaking qualification blinders off and message people and qualify them once you actually start the conversation. Now, when it comes to starting the conversation, you don't want to go in with a heavy pitch, right? LinkedIn is different because people are expecting to be pitched. People are looking for opportunities. If you go in saying, hey, I'm a personal trainer, I've helped this many people, this is what I do, I'd love to offer blah, 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 blah. People aren't going to be responsive to that on Instagram from personal trainers, because they're getting promoted like that all the time. What you first want to do is just establish a relationship and just chat with them. Think about if you're a dude at a bar and there's a cute girl that you like, you're not going to go up to her and say, hey, I'm Zach Colburn. I saw you over here. I think you're cute. I'd love to take you on a date. Here's why you should date me. Here's my track record, blah, 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 blah. She's just gonna be like, I don't care, whatever. But if you went up to her and say, hey, I really like your shoes, or hey, that's a sick shirt, she's gonna be like, oh, thank you, and start the conversation. And then once you're in the conversation, you can say, hey, I'd like to take this next step. So when it comes to DMing cold clients online, it's really just about starting that conversation first and making a connection. And if you start with the connection first, then it makes the outbound outreach so much easier to execute, because then you're not attached to the outcome. All your outcome is just the intention of making a connection first, establishing a relationship, and then once you discover if you can help this person and they're open to the help, then you can book them for a call. So typically our messages look like this. Hey, I came across your profile, really liked what you have going on. Just curious, are you working on any goals? Start off with a conversation starter. That's really the first thing. Now, if you're tracking your KPIs, you're not getting a bunch of responses, then experiment with different opening messages. The thing is, guys, outbound outreach works. It works. However, if it's not working for you, it's usually because something in the process is broken, which is what we help our clients figure out. So you start that question. What you always want to do too is when you're in the conversations, you want to lead them with questions. People will only respond to the direct question that you ask them. So if you say, hey, I really like your shoes, or hey, I really like what you have going on here, and they're like, oh, thank you, and then you just wait, they're not going to initiate the conversation further. You have to take control of it. And you usually take control by always leading with a question. Usually the questions you want to lead with are, what are your goals? What are your challenges? What's stopping you from achieving those goals, et cetera, et cetera. And those questions will get people to open up to you and really tell you what they have going on. And once they open up to you and they fill you in, then you can offer the call booking. This is something that can be talked about in many, many trainings before, but that's our strategy when it comes to DMing cold people on Instagram and on Facebook, is to have a really good profile set up, have a good opening message, and start off with the intention of just creating a connection, messaging everyone under the sun and not cherry picking, and leading the conversation to the call booking through questions that you ask that's going to lead to call booking. Now, if you guys want to learn more about how you can implement this process and use the exact process that we use, literally give you the process, then click the link down below to learn a little bit more about the PTBI program and how we can help you scale your business. With that being said, guys, if you have any other questions regarding this process or anything else about scaling a fitness business, leave them down below and we will make a video responding to it.